All right. Thank you for joining us for this webinar module. Today we'll be talking about OHP rights and responsibilities. Our objectives for today are to talk about a few of the OHP participants' rights, and so that's applicants and members, their responsibilities as well, and then just go a little bit into reporting changes and other important information to know. I want to start out by saying that there are a lot of different rights and responsibilities built into both the application and the application guide, and we're not going to be going over all of them exhaustively. So there are a lot of things people are agreeing that they both understand and agree with when they sign their OHP application. You can find a lot of that under Step 6 of the paper application, which is that official Form 7210. And also, it's that information that's on the Sign and Submit page in One Applicant Portal. However, there is some information that is not on the application at all. You have to look into the application guide, and its official form number is 9025 for that information. We want to make sure that we are always giving applicants and OHP members an opportunity to either read for themselves or listen through the entire rights and responsibilities in that section on the application. And we ask that you all had, at least as you get started or as you want to get sort of refamiliarized with it, read through it all, and if you have any questions, reach out to your ROC, because we want to make sure that you have a strong understanding of this so that you can then help your clients understand what it is that they are signing legally when they complete their OHP application. So here's an example of what that Step 6 page looks like in the paper application. You can see some of those rights and some of those responsibilities right here. And then here's a page from the application guide talking about people's rights, their choices, and how we use and disclose their information. So here are a few things that people should know about their rights. So among other things, participants have a right to a hearing if they disagree with any eligibility decisions. They have a right to understand how we at the state are using their information. They have a right to access their own information, and they can call the state and get that. And they also have a right to not be discriminated against. And that discrimination policy is across all of, I think, OHA and DHS programs. In fact, probably the rest of the state as well, but I can only speak to DHS and OHA. We will help all who qualify and cannot treat anyone differently because of their age, race, color, national origin, gender, religion, political beliefs, disability, or sexual orientation. So any participants in any of these programs, which includes OHP, may file a complaint if they believe that they've been treated differently for any of the reasons here on this page. When it comes specifically to OHP eligibility, the complaint place, I suppose, the place they should be directing their complaint is the Governor's Advocacy Office, which is part of DHS. So their contact information is right here, and that email is dhs.info@state.or.us. So in addition to those rights, people also have responsibilities. If participants are in any OHA or DHS program, they must give us true, correct, and complete information to the best of their abilities. They may be required to give proof of what they report if we ask for it. Additionally, we do require that people to report their changes in a timely manner. So that includes income, address, household size, and all sorts of other things that are in the application. We are required to perform periodic audits, so cases can be chosen randomly, and some of yours may pop up and be audited for accuracy, for timeliness, things like that. If anything is chosen for review and you are asked to provide information, you must provide it. Another thing that participants agree to and are responsible for is releasing their child support records and making sure that they cooperate with the Department of Justice. I I don't think I'm going to read all of these out, but we have a whole host of the changes that must be reported when it comes to people's OHP. I think the big ones, any change in mailing address or residence, if they have anyone joining the household, so this could be the birth of a child, someone getting married, someone joining into a tax household that they previously were not a part of. Anytime income changes, and that could be the source of income, or if it's earned income, so like a job or self-employment of more than $100 change per month, or unearned income of more than $50 per month. We also want to make sure we have people's correct names. We want to rely as much as possible on legal names. So those are the names people have with the Social Security Administration. And we just want to make sure that just because it's not one of the main things, if it in any way relates to people's household size changing, their income changing, or anything else that might affect eligibility and a few things that don't, we want to make sure we get that to the state within 30 days. That includes health coverage, that includes new household members, that includes if someone dies. Participants also have a responsibility to tell healthcare providers if they have other coverage, and OHP should always be billed after that other coverage or insurance. And if to get health coverage, you must also give the right to money that you would get from an injury claim to OHA if you have OHP. So that would be something that would be covered by OHP, but there might be another source of income. Here's a few final things to keep in mind. If someone is receiving both OHP and Medicare, after they die, OHA, DHS, or its designee may recover from the estate the amount that was paid on their behalf to the federal government for Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage. The participant agrees that medical providers, hospitals, employers, and government agencies can release medical records to insurance companies. This covers records about themselves and other family members on health assistance. Participants agree to assign or give OHA or its designee their right to pursue and get reimbursed for Oregon Health Plan paid on their behalf from other health insurance legal settlements or other third parties, including anyone that may be liable for them for an injury that they caused to themselves or members of their family receiving OHP. The participants also agree to notify OHA or its designee and their coordinated care organization within 30 days when they are pursuing a claim against anyone that injured them or a member of their family that is receiving OHP, and they must provide information to get these reimbursements. And when they receive health coverage, participants may be required to work with the state's child support program if they have a child who has an absent parent. Participants do not have to work with child support if they think the absent parent may harm them or their children. OHA may use systems to check that information on the OHP application is correct. This includes matching income and unemployment benefit records. And OHA, DHS may give the information on the OHP application to federal and state agencies who are doing reviews, law enforcement officials to help them arrest someone who is fleeing from the law, federal, state, and private collections agencies if participants have to repay benefits directly to the state. And now we've gone through the bulk of this training, so we're going to hit pause on the recording and start collecting questions.